Why, hello everyone and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Story Mode and the Alexander raids. Who's ready to see more robots? It's a bit dark out and rainy, but that's okay. I don't have time to wait for good light. We got a bunch of very helpful folks being very patient and waiting to get the next fight started, but we got a lot of scenes first, so I need to get moving. Red Bricks grows anxious for lack of tidings.
Uplanders are gone too long for comfort of Red Bricks. Shortstop is place of clashings with Illuminati. Illuminati are up to no good, maybe using confusion to do foul things. Uplander must go and see. Make sure all is well.
I will. Sorry for the wait on that. The episode was running long. You get it. To the shortstop, which isn't really that far away. It's just up here, like right in front of me. The spot up here. Really love that tower back there. Okay, I've arrived. Is everyone okay? All good? Oh, good. Round Rocks is here.
Treasures of Round Rocks are...
Oh, dear. Oh, no. Is everything still as we found it? They haven't come back, have they? No, they're gone for now. And everyone seems to be fine. Physically, at least. But Round Rocks...
Gone. All gone.
Poor thing. The Illuminati took everything. I'm just glad she was off collecting trinkets with Backricks when they came. I daren't think what might have happened had she been here. Come, little one. Dry your tears. Yeah. One thief, unconscious. We found him lurking near the edge of town, not far from your treasure, Round Rocks. Treasures.
Uplander brings treasures home. Thanks to Uplander. Many, many thanks.
It was all Biggs, little one. He had a feeling a few soldiers might be lurking around, waiting to ambush us, and this is what we stumbled onto when we went to look. But why did the Illuminati take Round Rocks' collection in the first place? Surely that can't have been their goal. I wouldn't be so sure. Were I to guess, I'd say that the Illuminati believed something they wanted was hidden amongst Round Rocks' pile of trinkets. Rather than waste time sorting through them, they decided to take the lot. And when they subsequently realized they didn't have what they were looking for, they crept back into town to wait for a chance to seize whatever it was they actually wanted.
What if bad goppies want most favored as treasure of Round Rocks? One that is safe with Uplanders.
You mean the glowstone that Derman borrowed? But of course, it's been sitting in the decoding machine all along.
Yes. Round Rocks would be sad without pretty glowstone. It's special treasure from near Old Castle. Rusty one that was left by Uplanders from before.
Wait, what do you mean before? Round Rocks, were you near the Charlian ruins when the metal giant first appeared?
Yes. Round Rocks saw Whirlycog Giant stand 3 years ago, but was only for a little bit, and big goppies do not believe Round Rocks.
3 years ago, when someone tried and failed to summon the Primal. A fragment of the Codex, of all the places in the realm. Only a fragment of the original, so that crystal must be the Illuminati's missing piece. We may have stopped their primal and taken their prize, but our foes are not about to admit defeat. They'll be back, and out for blood like as not. But we've got you, Dermot, and I'm sure you'll be ready for the onslaught when it comes. May I suggest you make merry till then? Sounds good. I probably could have wrapped this quest up last time. I wasn't sure where one little series of these quests started and the other began. So raids in this game tend to come out in batches over the course of patches. Like those first four fights we did last time, along with the quests associated with them, would have come out in one patch, and then a patch or two later, the next wave of them would have come out and such. So that's why I'm kind of doing them in similar batches in these episodes, for the most part.
Roundrox is happy. Many friends worry. Think of Roundrox. Uplander is one. Roundrox thanks kind Uplander.
Let me chime in as well, Dermot. Roundrox's home needed protection, and you provided it. Not many would do that, and certainly not in the face of a primal. You have my thanks also.
Mide helped Roundrox too. Uplanders have good hearts, and kind.
Only so many of us find Machina pretty, my dear. We have to stick together, don't we?
Did Mide always like whirly-cogs and biddy-bops?
Not like you, Roundrox. My love, he adored the things. Inventing, building, and tinkering with them.
Mide always touches hurt mark when remembering.
Do I? Well, I suppose I do. Those times were something else, little one. My friends and I, we were lost in our dream. We thought to put back the pieces of the broken world with logic and reason and technology, and we were certain we could do it, too. I hadn't much skill with thinking up things or making them, but I helped in my small way. And that feeling of aiding in someone else's dream, sharing it, washes over you like a wave of happiness. I've never felt that way since. Now it all seems so far away. Even the memories feel like I dreamed them rather than lived them. Well, enough of that. Roundrox is right, adventurer. You're a kindly soul. Keep an eye on our girl till next we meet, will you? You got it. And we're gonna meet sooner than you think. Because we're continuing in this episode. So, don't walk off too far. Hey, Roundrox, I'm back. It's been no time. Roundrox seeks a loyal friend to entrust with an important task.
Roundrox thinks long and hard on what to do with precious glowstone. It is most favoritist treasure of Roundrox, but glowstone is also what Mide seeks all this time and has already brought Roundrox 3 whole years of joy. So Roundrox decides to give it to Mide so she can be happy too. For now, Roundrox entrusts treasure to Uplander to give to Mide at next meeting. Even meanest scobbies dare not try to take glowstone from mighty Uplander.
You're right, they daren't.
Roundrox does not know where Mide is now, but she often gazes out on giant of whirlycogs from Broken Watercross. Maybe Uplander finds her there.
Uplander will go look for her there. Wherever there is. This way? Ah, yes, this way. You are... Here we go. I have a thing for you. From afar, that mass of steel has a certain majesty, does it not? But something tells me you didn't come here to share the view. What is it? Roundrox means to give me the Codex fragment. I couldn't possibly accept. She values that stone over the rest of her treasures combined. And yet, it may be safer in the hands of one more capable of defending it. Safer for all concerned. Gods know the Illuminati will stop at nothing to get it. Very well, if she feels I should have it, I will hold it in safekeeping for her. Here you go. An important section broken from Roundrox's prized treasure and entrusted to none other than you. Alas, it's of no more use to me than any other rock. You doubtless recall the moment when Roundrox first revealed the Codex fragment to us, yes? When she took the stone in her hands, a piece of the Enigma Codex burst forth unbidden in a brilliant flash of light. Yet it had been handled many times by others, yourself included, without ever betraying a hint of the secret contained within. Do you not find that strange? I myself was surprised, albeit for a different reason. The Codex is protected by an arcane mechanism, you see. Only those who share its fundamental principles are able to view its contents. It is rare indeed to find an individual with the qualities required to read it. That Roundrox possesses such qualities is an unexpected blessing, to be sure, but if the Illuminati were to learn of her secret, she'd be placed in grave danger. Even as we speak, they scour the hinterlands in search of their elusive, missing piece. But as far as I know, they still view our friend as a mere collector of misplaced items. For her sake, we must do our utmost to draw their attention away from Big West Shortstop, before they take it into their heads to return. And it is for that reason that I mean to leave this place. When the Illuminati learn that I have the fragment, it's my hope that they will focus their efforts on ascertaining my whereabouts. Needless to say, I may not return to Big West Shortstop for some time. While I'm gone, I would ask that you watch over Roundrox. See that she does not come to harm. You got it. You have my thanks, adventurer. As I thought, I am no longer worthy.
Wedge searches for Uplander with much urgency. Uplander must return to Big West Shortstop at once.
Okay. All right then, let us return. We are needed and soaking in this rain. I don't know what it is with my luck with time of day and weather in this game where it's just like good luck finding a clear day. So this fate activated earlier, I guess before we started recording last episode when there were like 50 Dentalis folk here. It ended very fast. Anyway, next, Wedge.
There you are, Derman, and not a moment too soon. The Illuminati are getting ready for something big. Y'shtola reports that Alexander has started drawing massive amounts of ether from the surrounding land, which can only mean one thing. The Illuminati have resumed their attempts to revive it. And what's more, Backrix reports that the goblins are amassing substantial quantities of explosives and supplies. By all indications, they're building another weapon. In short, it's bad. But it's nothing a bit of strategic thinking can't fix. They say he who strikes first strikes last, and that's exactly what I intend to do. I've devised a plan which should allow us to take the Illuminati unawares, and I'd like you to spearhead the assault. Our rendezvous point is to the south on the cliffs overlooking the Thaliac. Biggs has gone ahead to scout the area. We shall await your arrival there. I'm intrigued by this plan. Okay. I'll meet you. Whew, so much reading today, and talking. Good day for tea. Derman, good to see you. I take it Wedge told you the situation. You ready to hit the Illuminati where it hurts? Yes, I am. That's what I like to hear. The chief will be here soon, and then we can get things underway. Bloody hells, if it ain't Y'shtola. No one told me you were coming. An etheric disturbance of this scale demands my personal attention. Judging by the marked fall in ambient ether concentrations, the situation's far graver than previously assumed. And you're certain that steel monstrosity's to blame?
I can see no other explanation. The giant's innards are well-nigh saturated with ether already. Yet I sense something else, an irregular energy coming from within the barrier. Be that as it may, I'm afraid we have more pressing concerns. The Illuminati are up to something, and we mean to hit them before they can put whatever it is they're planning into action.
To which end, allow me to introduce my newest and perhaps most astounding invention, the Electrojammer 3, first of its kind.
Biggs likes it.
Speechless with astonishment, I see, as well you should be. The high-frequency waves emitted by this device will interfere with any and all enemy communications, making it impossible for them to coordinate an effective defense. With it working in our favor, victory is all but assured.
I see. So, assuming I've understood correctly, you need only activate this Electrojammer of yours, and the Illuminati will be plunged into disarray, affording Derman and his friends ample opportunity to take them unawares? Very well. Proceed. Wedge? Is this supposed to happen? Bloody hells. Seems bad. If I'm reading the situation right. You've woken it up! Nay, only the left arm stirs. Could the waves emitted by your device have disturbed something within the barrier, Wedge?
It's not my fault.
Not to worry, Wedge. With the Illuminati hard at work reviving the giant, it was only a matter of time before parts of it started springing to life. You just gave this one a little extra nudge. On a brighter note, it would seem you've saved us the trouble of finding another way in. Derman, old friend, it's time for your customary heroics. The Illuminati are likely still scrambling to work out what just happened. Before they do, I suggest you hop across the river and show them what for. Alrighty. I must needs discuss these developments with Master Matoya. Sid, would you be so good as to accompany me? Your insight may well prove useful. Oh, Sid, you're in for a treat. I really cannot get over just how very good Derman looks.
Another core stirs to life. The future unfolds exactly as expected, exactly as written.
Guess we better cross over to the other leg entrance. I love how just this progressively keeps on just changing the landscape as this thing emerges.
Uplander feels shivery shakes. Arm of steel giant is wide open and no Illuminati in sight.
Fantastic. All right, I need to get myself into the next party, and then we are heading in for Alexander Raids Part 5. Be right back with you. All right, team number 2 is assembled. We've got in our party here Lionel Runetail, who will be our summoner. We've got Rubik, who will be a paladin, one of our tanks. Ash, a dancer. Senya, a gunbreaker, our other tank. River, an astrologian, one of our healers. Gilthonian, a black mage. And Kunoa, our white mage, other healer. I love seeing new faces in all these groups. It's very, very good. And I'm excited to do the next 4 raid fights with y'all. Sorry in advance for how bad I do. Although you succeeded in destroying the core of Gordius, it seems that was only a temporary measure. The walking fortress has stirred once more, and its left arm now rests on the banks of the Thaliac. The entrance lies open and unguarded, suggesting the goblins inside are as surprised as you. Take advantage of your enemy's unreadiness and face the Illuminati threat once more, hopefully for the last time. Hopefully. Let's get in there. I am seeing some good fashion again. Thanks for joining, all of you. Thrilled to be running Alexander with you. Let's get in there. This boss fight has some very fun gimmickry. Woo! Ooh, more of an angle, because the arm is more upright, of course. That's fun. And here we are. Oh, a mini-boss first. Okay. 2 Fausts. So be it. There we are. Whoop. Large something coming down. Pommel Faust. Goodness. Big. There we are. I appreciate that there are actually some smaller fights before getting to the main one. Gives me time to fill up those meters a bit. Now introducing the gimmick for today's fight. All right then. Whee! And here we are. Note the syringes. Only 2 of them are going to be an issue for us today, which is good. Harder versions of this fight introduce stuff from the other ones. We only need to worry about red and purple.
Long wait do we for Uplander test subjects.
Big. Goodness gracious. So, you see this thing in the middle here? We don't want to stand in it very long, but every now and then we're going to want to stand in the thing because it activates these syringes and makes them spit out some goo on the floor. That goo is going to have different effects on us depending on which color goo we stand in. The red goo will turn you into a gorilla. The purple goo will turn you into a bird. Why would you want to be a gorilla or a bird, you might ask? To deal with some of the other specific mechanics, oh, look out there, We're gonna get a little poison puddle appearing underneath river over there. And that'll stick around for a bit. Don't want to be in that. Good to drop that very far away like river already did. So there's a bomb here, a smart bomb. That's why you want to have someone be a gorilla, so that they can knock it over to a corner, because it has a very damaging AoE and a very wide one. And the gorilla has the ability to actually knock those away. And it is gorilla's job to make that AoE be very distant. Now, why would you want to be a bird, some of you might ask? Well, there's a move called Boost, which is incoming right now. So I'm going to become a bird. Because while you're a bird, you're safe from Boost. Pshka, Uplanders cower at power of clevering. We're off of the ground, so it doesn't hurt. It would hurt bad otherwise. And we can still attack with like little little bird attacks and stuff. And that's still cute. But now the attack is done, I can change back. All right, we survive. Oh, now there's also ads. We should take those out, I guess. But yeah, now you've seen the gimmick of this fight, basically. Win bombs, use gorilla. Win boost, become bird. Pshka, come mind fruit. Come and see Uplander's dumbstruck at Gobby Masterpiece. Gobbledygroper. That is a nightmare. What mad science have you been up to? I mentioned earlier that you don't want to be standing in that near that thing inside that circle for any longer than you have to. It does deploy the goo, which is great, but it also debuffs and damages you pretty heavily for as long as you're standing in it. Oh, 2 bombs. Now we're gonna need either 1 fast gorilla or 2 gorilla. 1 fast gorilla will do. Good job, Lionel. Now we are safe from large bomb. Yay! Almost got this thing burned down. That is so many bombs. But we've almost got the boss down. Come on, yeah! Victory! I don't even know what the other syringes do. It's taken quite a bit of study to make sure that I know what all the mechanics are for all 12 of these fights. I haven't got brain space for all the other stuff. Thank you and good job, all of you. You did great. I'll meet you at the next one. Whew. My poor voice. It's gonna be a long but fun recording day.
Round Rocks does as she says, stays here and makes treasures sparkle. Shiny, junk, and sparkly rocks, Beatty, Bobs, and Whirly Cogs.
I'm glad you're still having fun and are safe. Those 2 things. Well done, lad. You left those Illuminati smarting and without so much as a scratch to show for it. Now, I'm sure you'd like to finish them off, and we would too, if truth be told, but I'm sorry to say we have a problem. While Wedge and I were out on patrol, we saw something, you see. A meeting between Mide and the enemy. Don't love that. And then she handed the Codex fragment over just like that. The way she sauntered back into Alexander with the Illuminati, you'd think this was their plan all along. It certainly looks that way, aye. But we can't rule out the possibility of coercion, considering the parties involved. Oh.
Foolish Uplanders. Treasure Hunter was happy to give Codex. And why not? She makes busy deals with Illuminati since very beginning. And now Illuminati hold all fragments of the Enigma Codex. Treasure Hunter betrays Uplander's trust and forfeits their future in so doing.
What a load of old bollocks. How daft does he think we are?
Now, Biggs. If the Grand Master of the Illuminati said it, it must be true. Everything is as written, as it must be. If Illuminati are to guide Chosen to perfect world, not one piece can be out of place. With this, another page becomes reality. When Illuminati find missing piece, the prophecy will be fulfilled.
Goodness me. That goblin hasn't the faintest idea how Uplanders' minds work. I would have been prepared to believe that Mide was a traitor had he not bothered to come here and confirm it. Now I'm inclined to think she isn't.
There may be truth to what QuickThink says. Backrix scours over data looking for knowings of what happened 3 years ago. Backrix finds mention of group of Auri treasure hunters. 3 years ago, group went to investigate ruins near Thaliak River, only to perish in sudden shivery shakes.
3 years ago, you say? That wouldn't be the earthquake that accompanied the failed summoning of that primal, would it? Bugger me. Are you saying it was the treasure hunters doing the summoning, and that Mide was one of them? Now, hold on a moment. I'm willing to accept that Mide may have been a member of this doomed expedition, she being an Auri treasure hunter and all, but I fail to see what interest such a group would have in the ideals of the Enigma Codex, let alone summoning a primal.
Such was question Backrix asked himself, so he spends much time gathering knowings and finds answer in book lent to him by Charlie and Uplander. Genius technologist who writes, Enigma Codex 100 years ago is Auri Zela with blue hair exactly like Mide. No, Mide would never make busy deals with bad gobbies. Roundrock searches for Mide. Here's truth from her.
Roundrocks, wait! Oh boy. Ooh, I forgot how much reading and not voice acting there is in raid stuff. It's alright. Hey, Biggs. Biggs is eager to press on into Alexander's depths. If you're worried about Roundrocks, don't be. Wedge won't let her come to any harm. Truth be told, I'm more worried about this business with Mide. Still, we should be careful of making any rash decisions, as you can bet that's what the Illuminati want. For now, I reckon we should give her the benefit of the doubt. Innocent till proven guilty and all that. I think you're right. And anyway, we got more pressing matters to deal with, namely taking back that Codex fragment and pushing on into Alexander before the Illuminati have a chance to shore up their defenses. You ready for another round? Good. The sooner you get going, the better, I reckon. Oh, and when you're in the belly of the beast, be sure and break something for me, huh? You can count on it. All right. We're ready for round 2, or 6, depending on how you count. So let's get in there. Upon returning from Midas, you learned that Mide surrendered the precious fragment of the Enigma Codex to the Illuminati, and that she was in fact a surviving member of a group of Aura that failed to summon Alexander 3 years ago. Although there's certainly more to the apparent treachery than meets the eye, there's no time for doubt. Your offensive against the Illuminati must continue. And so it shall. Into the cuff of the sun. This one will be interesting. For me and my ability to remember things. Because there's a lot of things. Get psyched, everyone. Yeah, I do really like how, given that we're just crawling up both respective arms in each one of these raids, the run up to the bosses is kind of identical and mirrored. It just makes sense if you think about it. And down we go! And here we are. So this is not one boss fight, but a succession of 4. 4 smaller kind of mini-boss fights. each with their own mechanics. Not tons of mechanics each, but they are different. I'll remember what to do as best I can. And if I can't remember, well, then that's these other 7 people's problem, isn't it? Let's go! This first one is Blaster, and there's really only one mechanic to watch out for on this one. There's going to be a move Blaster does called Mirage. Well, there's going to be other AoEs too, but the main mechanic to... Oh, mines, right. Stand away from the mines. I guess there's 2 things to watch out for. Only one of them is, like, peculiar and irregular, though. Stand clear of mines. These things. First, we want to not be standing near the 4 where the thing's just dropped. Now we don't want to stand in front of any of these robots' path, because they're about to charge forward, and it hurts. That's the main mechanic. Just watch out for that one and you're fine. But we've almost got Blaster down. And then it'll be time for the next. System offline, forcing shutdown. Now it's time for Brawler. Now in this one in general, all of us who are not the tank are going to want to stand behind it for safety. All weapons ready, target locked. This one has 3 different hand attacks, and what we need to do depends on what we see on the hands. If we see one drill... Alright, well, that's 2 different things. That's 2 guns. We want to stand kind of stacked up together. There goes the tank. That's why. Because if it just hits one person, all the damage goes to that one person, and that'll hurt real bad. A single cannon just hits the tank, which is the tank's problem, but it's not nearly as much damage as the 2 cannons. If we see a drill, we want to spread out, because someone's going to get hit with that for big single target damage, but kind of in an AoE. Okay, this time we need to stack. All right, see if we share that damage, not so bad. There we go. And 1 cannon. Okay, tank's problem. Now I can remember to start doing damage again. Like damage dealers do. Let's see, 2 guns grouped together. We may not see the drill. All right, that's fine. It's not like the drill's that particularly interesting. Listen, any fight we survive. Next up, Swindler. This one is kind of fun. Cats, stop fighting, please. There's a lot going on right now. So, the floor, in a little bit here, is going to this. Now there are low and high segments. And, whichever deep color debuff you get, red or purple, determines which part of the floor you need to stand on. If you have a red debuff, you want to stand on the raised segment, so that you can reduce or negate the damage you're about to take. If purple, you want to stand on the lower part. Here's another fun mechanic. Oof, I don't know if I got there in time. I don't think I did. If a ring like that appears around somebody, they're about to get hit with a nasty little AoE thing. I think I did the wrong thing. There's so many things going on, it's hard to talk at the same time. But if someone else gets hit with that ring, all right, purple, stand on the lower part. There we go, I'm safe. If someone gets hit with the ring, they're gonna have a certain number of orbs floating over their head. That number of players need to stand with them inside that ring, so that there's that many players inside the ring total, and that will prevent too much damage from hitting anybody. Now for the final of the lot, Vortexer, who has the most mechanics of all. But really only 1 or 2 we really need to watch out for. There are going to be some attacks which mark up individual players who are going to want to run clear of everyone else, because AoEs are going to drop, and they don't want to let too many other people get hit by those. But one of those AoEs in particular, well, two of them in fact, we're going to want to make particular use of to protect ourselves later. So, let's see. Super Cyclone will knock you back, so you want to be careful it's not going to knock you into any dangerous puddles of danger. Ah, there's another one. So we got a water spout in the field now. That's fine, you just don't want to stand in it. But you do want to make sure that some of this ice that's about to drop lands on that water spout and freezes it. Because not too long after, we're going to get hit with another move called... well, we'll see in a bit. Ultra Flash, there it is. For that, we need to stand behind the ice. Because otherwise it's an insta-kill. Yay, we live. Come on, go down. Yeah. There we go, we win. Hooray! Well done, team. 2 down. Such competence. All right, let's get back outside. All right. Well, hello. Look who's back. Derman. You haven't seen Round Rocks, have you? I was looking forward to hearing about the new treasures she's found. I see. Well, I will not lie to you. Some of it is true. I did meet with the Illuminati, but that is not the whole story. Allow me to explain. Please do. You're saying you handed over the Codex fragment to stop the Illuminati from coming here and taking it? Yes, but the fragment I handed over to them was not but a stone picked from a pile of rubble. The true Codex fragment is here, safe and sound. Smart. Ha! I bloody knew Quickthinks was lying. The way he told it, you'd have been working with the Illuminati all along. Load of old bilge, the lot of it. I am afraid not. Quickthinks told you true. In fact, it was I who first taught the goblins how to summon the primal. I meant only to use them for my own ends, of course, much as I did you. The author of the Enigma Codex was an ancestor of mine. The creation of the so-called perfect world proposed within it has long been the goal of certain members of our tribe, myself included. For years we strove in secret to realize its high ideals, free of the twisted elitism which seems to have infected the Illuminati. During that time, there was one who served as our leader, a man who made us believe that our perfect world was within reach, a man with whom I fell in love. I wished for nothing more than to see his dreams come to fruition. So blind was my devotion, I agreed to help him summon a primal without a second thought. The danger to our lives never even crossed my mind. But on that day 3 years ago, I came to know the folly of our mission. In an instant, the infernal machine laid waste to our hopes, snuffing out the lives of my companions, and the man I loved was dragged into its core. In a last desperate attempt to make right our mistake, I called forth a barrier with which to seal Alexander. At that moment, however, the Codex shattered, and the Colossus vanished without a trace. When the dust settled, I found myself surrounded by the broken fragments of the Codex, the cold, accusing remnants of our dream of a perfect world. We were fools to think only of the future. I did not realize it until my friends were gone, but the time we spent on our journey together, pursuing a shared dream, those moments were as precious as any paradise we could have hoped to build. It's a sad old tale, I'll give you that, but it doesn't explain why you had the Illuminati summon the Primal, or why you had us help you infiltrate it. After everything you've been through, you can't seriously think any good will come of reviving Alexander. You all but said as much yourself. Good has nothing to do with it. Understand, I did not act out of any lingering adherence to my old ideals. I simply wanted to see him again, and perhaps walk to the ends of the world with him. Him?
Mide cannot mean Alexander.
Not Alexander itself, but the soul I believe still resides within.
Soul of Uplander sleeps in giant machine? Never has Backrix heard of such an unsense. Mide must abandon this.
Now's not the time. I've got one more question to ask you. What happens when all the Codex fragments are brought together? Alexander was born from hearts that yearned for a perfect world. The writings of the Enigma Codex inspired such a desire, but they're more than just a collection of texts. The Codex can also be used to control the Primal. To be precise, 2 elements are required: a complete Enigma Codex and one capable of reading it. When both are present, Alexander can be commanded to transport its residents wherever they choose. I myself was once able to read the Codex, but those days are long gone. Now the fragments are as dead to me as the stones beneath my feet. There is another, however, to whom the Codex still responds, one we all know quite well. What? Round rocks? Are you saying that little girl's the key to controlling a bleeding primal? Round rocks. Round rocks has been captured. Well, great. Good. Tale as old as time, huh? Woman falls in love with man, man gets sucked into primal, woman tries summoning primal to be reunited with man. Old of old rot, if you ask me, but Mide seems to believe it. We're all in agreement on one thing, though. An innocent child's at the mercy of the Illuminati, and it's our job to rescue her. Agreed. It's all my fault. I only lost sight of Round Rocks for a moment, but by the time I spied her again, the Illuminati had her surrounded. Gah, can't I do anything right? If they hurt her, I shall never forgive myself. Please, Dermot, please bring her back safely. Oh, don't you worry, I shall. Round Rocks' plight weighs heavy on Mide's mind. Curse me for a fool. I should have known better than to underestimate the Illuminati. I assumed the missing piece in their plan was the Codex fragment, but they were talking about round rocks all along. We must mount a rescue, now, without delay. To the Illuminati, she's no better than a cog in that monstrous machine. It's like that she's being held somewhere in or close to Alexander's upper body. Continue your push through the left arm, and while the Illuminati are distracted, I'll search for a way forward. Plan. Okay, cool. Squad, are you ready? I certainly hope so. Because we're going in. And I'm sure they're ready. I'm sure they've been waiting for like 10 minutes now. Boy, I really appreciate everyone being so patient waiting for me to get through all the cutscenes. So, you press further into the depths of the Primal and return to be greeted by Mide, who confesses that while the story of her past is true, the fragment she handed over to the Illuminati was nothing more than a useless rock. Not all is well, however, as Wedge informs you of Round Rock's capture by the Illuminati. Your objective is now clear. Press further into Midas and rescue the innocent goblin from her captors. You've got it. Now this fight is a weird one, but I like it. But things are going to be interesting before we even get there. Because this time, on the approach, we're going to have to split into two groups. Let's see. Okay, I'm going this way then. And here we are. Lovely. We will reconvene in time to fight the boss. Once we've taken care of all the ads. There we go. Let's ride a thing. Whee! Ooh, spikes. Oh, we gotta go through. I see. Interesting. I need to get off these spikes. Go, German. Come on. There you go. Select thing. There we go. Wow, that's pretty. Aren't you glad we're doing raids? Me too. The boss has arrived. Indeed. Oop, hold on. Let me catch up. Hold on. Everyone else was able to run forward while I was in the cutscene. But I'm catching up. And I've arrived in this very unique looking arena. Notice all the spikes. Don't want to stand on them. That was obvious, but just had to say it. Hey, it's Quick Thinks All Thoughts. Let's do it. Uplanders, welcome to public execution. There is no tail turn from Gobflayer 10. Oh dear. So, okay. Sometimes folks will be marked up with that little purple marker thing, and a big beam will be blasted in their direction, which the rest of us should get clear of. Quick Thinks is done toying with Uplanders. Sometimes you'll get marked up with like a big red marker thing, and get picked up. Oh, it's me. I win. You'll get picked up and carried to a corner and put in timeout. Depending on which corner you get put in, you will escape by different means. In this one, you need to not move or act or do anything. I just need to stand here and wait until my team finishes killing the lock outside this cage, and then I can run back across. The other cages have completely different mechanics. If they come into play, I'll bring them up. Otherwise, I won't, because there's just too many other darn things to talk about in this fight.
Shanoa, hurry Scuttles to laugh at Uplander doom. Quick thinks makes execution more laugh-worthy.
Nope. Shanoa must be the cat. So the cat is now meowing a heart at this boss. And we do not want the heart to reach the boss because it will make the boss much stronger, so we need to destroy the heart before the cat can buff the boss with a cute little heart meow. It makes sense. Now there's large balls. We shouldn't get hit by those. They're just going to roll around. It's fine. Just don't get hit by them is all. It's the only thing you really gotta look out for. Uh-oh, someone else is getting grabbed. And they're getting put in timeout over there. Ah, the off-tank is getting put in the other room. In that one, they have to kill the ad by themselves. There's an ad locked in there with them. And they need to not touch the walls while they do so, because the walls will freeze them and they'll probably die. Also, the ad they're fighting has a knockback move, which is especially mean, so you have to position yourself very carefully. But they did great. You see what I mean by, like, mechanics getting more interesting and fun? It's more to learn, sure. But it's fun, too, once the gimmicks start getting all creative. We're getting it. Oop. Someone else is getting grabbed. Oh, it's a healer getting grabbed this time. Oh dear. They will get carried over to that cage over there. That cage is going to start filling with a poison gas, and the healer needs to find wherever the gas is spouting up from and stand on it. So you can see the poison cloud out. They have to stand on it until the cage opens. And I guess just keep themselves healed and alive in the meantime. If we don't see the other cage mechanic in the fight itself, I'll talk about it afterwards. Burn it down. There's one more mechanic which might come into play, but we might be killing it fast enough that we avoid it. That's not the one. That's just a different thing. But do look out for that. I think we're gonna kill it in time. Yes. Good job, team. I enjoy that fight. Ooh, a victory. Dermot approves. Ah, good job, everyone. All right. So, the way the last cage would have worked, it can only happen to DPSs. You basically get dragged in there by yourself and you have to kill an ad by yourself quickly, or else you'll die. It's honestly, it's the most boring of the 4 possibilities, so I'm glad that that one is the one that got skipped. Also, the last mechanic that can happen is 5 people in the group can be changed to bombs, which will have a big AoE and hurt a lot, so 4 of those people need to drag a bomb to each corner, and 1 person needs to stay in the center, so that the damage to any one individual is minimized. But that's it, moving on! Ah, making good progress here. What? Oh, the fate, of course. So the Master of the Illuminati himself came flying in to drive you out. Haha, sounds like it got him worried. We must be getting close. Ah, Dermot, I hear you made short work of Quick Thinks' flying machine. You'll surely think twice before barging into the shortstop uninvited again. Though I don't suppose he has any reason to come here anymore. He already has his missing piece. Poor Round Rocks. If the Illuminati have harmed her, I don't know what I'll do. Poor little guy.
Uplanders sends quick think scurrying. Illuminati think twice before threatening us again. Uplanders nearly through left arm. Next Uplander must push forward into inner parts and save Round Rocks.
Congratulations on your victory over Quickthinks. While you were busy dismantling his flying machine, I finished charting Alexander's interior. The chamber you reached is situated in the innermost part of the left sector, which means your next aim should be...
Backrix does not trust Treasure Hunter. 3 years ago she summoned Metal Giant. Backrix wonders if she still wishes to finish mission of dead comrades.
I do not blame you for doubting me. Truth be told, my former mentors often stressed that were the unthinkable to happen, it would be my burden as the youngest to carry on their work. But building the Codex's perfect world was their dream, not mine. I only borrowed it. As long as I was with those I held dear, I could happily have devoted myself to any cause. Seeing their passion, their joy, that was what filled me with resolve, and it was that which drove me to collect the pieces of the Codex. All their talk of learning and reason, of justice and perfection, meant little to me in itself. I sometimes wonder why I was able to read the Enigma Codex in the first place. Mayhap it was because my youthful mind was as a blank slate, receptive to any ideal, if put convincingly enough. In the end, of course, it didn't matter. The Primal took my friends' passion, their joy, and their idealism and ground them into dust. Though I survived, my commitment to the cause did not. Put simply, I had no need for a perfect world without them to share it, so believe me when I tell you that I did not seek Alexander's return to realize the dreams of the dead. I only wished to see him again. Meaning your leader. The section of Alexander you've been exploring is called Midas, after a king from a legend of Eld. Midas entreated the gods for a finger that would turn all he touched into gold, and the gods duly obliged. But in his carelessness, he transformed the one he loved most in the world into a lifeless golden statue. And thus, the thing he coveted became his undoing. So it was with me and mine. Had we but paused for a moment to consider the means, and not simply the end, mayhap my friends would still be alive. But we did not, and they're gone. No, my one remaining wish is simple: to speak with the man I love once more. If I could do that, I would be satisfied. There. I've told you everything. Assuming no one else wishes to question my motives, I would speak of Round Rocks' rescue, as was my original intent. Now, listen well. Alexander's divided into 3 main sections, each powered by an independent core. You have already fought your way through to the innermost part of Midas, the left arm. The core lies only a little way beyond, but you may be sure that the Illuminati will have deployed the bulk of their forces to defend it. Hold on a minute, why would they choose to keep Round Rocks there? The cores are just power sources. You are correct, and the answer is, they wouldn't. Round Rocks is most likely being held within Alexander's upper body, but the Illuminati have locked the entrances from either arm, making it impossible to enter. Our only choice is to stop the core, and in so doing, stop Alexander. I see. Well, that's actually really clever. The Illuminati need Round Rocks to control the Primal, but if it can't move, they'd have no need for her. At the very least, they'll have no choice but to keep her safe till the Primal's working order again. Activating these cores would have used up every crystal the Illuminati had. If we destroy the second one, I doubt they'll have enough to get them operational again.
Do Uplanders truly think Metal Giant can be toppled?
I certainly hope so. Or this has been a gigantic waste of all of our time. And I'm wasting so many people's time already. In the absence of a better I was going to say better opinion, that's not the word. In the absence of a better option, Backrix seems ready to go along with Mide's rescue plan.
Treasure Hunter truly believes Soul of Lost Love sleeps in Metal Giant. Madness. But Backrix does not doubt resolve to rescue Round Rocks. Go with Mide deep into Midas and deactivate Second Core. But do not underestimate Illuminati. Day and night they bring supplies into Steel Fortress. Backrix suspects Illuminati are making new weapons.
Noted. And accurate. This is going to be a long one, but a fun one. So, let's get ourselves in there. The burden of the sun. You have delved into the deepest parts of Midas, and its power source lies but a short distance ahead. For the sake of Idleshire and Round Rocks, you must disable the core before Alexander awakes to wreak havoc on the realm. Your allies stand at the ready. Steel yourself to break through the Illuminati's last line of defense. And have a good time doing it. And enjoy the music. This is another multi-phase fight. And quite possibly, I don't remember for sure, but quite possibly the longest in the entire raid series. But worth it. Combat protocols restarting. All weapons free, lethal force permitted. So here's phase 1, the Onslaughter. Got a mega beam, which you don't want to stand in front of. Bad news for our poor black mage and their ley lines. Ain't that always the way? Otherwise, so far so good. Let's see, some ads are about to spawn, which we need to take out very fast before they explode. Very fast. Whoop, big beam. But we've almost got this thing burned down. Come on. And there we go. Initiating combat protocol. Eliminate intruders. Hey now, it's Brawler. And Vortexer. Remember that series of 4 bosses we fought? 4 smaller ones? Here's 2 of them. And if you were guessing that we're gonna fight the other 2 afterwards, very good guess. Oop, I didn't join the group. To reduce damage. That's okay, we're being fine. We're doing fine. I don't see the water spout, so I'm just gonna drag this ice over here and assume the water spout's not happening. Whatever, Vortexer's down. Just Brawler now. And Brawler's the one with the hands. So let's see, what do we got? 2? Alright, group up. Perfect. Ah, dang. Swindler, Blaster. Which one do we focus down first? I'm gonna do as they do. Oh, the floor, of course. All right, Purple. Stand on the lower floor. Okay, we're in phase 3 here, and this is gonna do something. Just gonna move it out here. Right, those things. But it's dead now, so who cares? Let's finish this one. And there it goes. Now for the final phase. Initiating new combat protocol. Preparing link. Begin synchronization. Welcome to the cartoon show, everyone. It's Brute Justice. Enjoy the music. It's very good. This fight is just so much AoE. I won't be able to talk about a whole lot of it. I do know that Apocalyptic Ray you don't want to stand in front of. Definitely be behind the boss for that. The rest of these I'm just going to react to. Because once we get it down to about half health, things are going to start getting a little out of control. Just letting you enjoy the music, that's all. Oop, stack up. Mega Beam. Woo. Oops, here comes the heck. In this phase, you basically just run for your life. Group together. Yo, stay away. Ah, shoot, I didn't see. I had purple. Okay, yes, good. I'm on the right floor. Oh, that's a big beam. Oh, that's a big beam. Oh, that's a big beam. I don't like it. Eeh. Are we live? We're live! Yay! We're going to win! Whoop. Stack up, but don't be in front of that. No! Yay, we win! Good job, team! And that's the second wing of Alexander complete. Raids are fun. Yay. Haven't seen that little cheer in too long. We are 2/3 the way through Alexander. Yay, oh, you all did wonderfully. Thank you, group number 2, for assisting with these 4 fights. You did great, and you made me look good while doing it, and continue to do so. I'm very, very grateful. Thank you all so much. All right, I'm gonna head on outside, and we are gonna see some more story. Let's go. The second core, I do believe. Once that's out of commission, Alexander won't be going anywhere. Diane, would that I could see you just once more. Farewell, my love. You.
Too frightened to face us alone, I see. Not that I blame you. We all know what Dermot did to you last time. To usher in future that has been writ, even strongest Gabi must sometimes pretend to be weak and let enemies win.
Oh, pretending, were you? And I suppose losing this core was all part of your plan? Don't make me laugh. You know as much about the future as we do.
Quickthinks knows all. For example, Quickthinks knows one among Uplanders carries true fragment of Enigma Codex. It seems the game is up, Biggs. There's no hiding the truth from Quickthinks. Very well, I admit it. I have the fragment, but I won't be handing it over to the likes of you.
Oh, Wedge, didn't you hear him? He knows all. Which means he knows that what you're carrying's a worthless rock, while I got the genuine article tucked away in me small clothes. Poor goblins.
Quickthinks already knows conclusion of Uplander's childish games.
He's coming for me. Huh? What's he waiting for?
Long ago was outcome decided. Uplanders think they are victorious, but luck is no friend to them today. What? And now Enigma Codex belongs to Illuminati. All pieces fall into our hands.
Far as I can make out, the thing's in good working order. No damage, no signs of tampering. I can only think it was an energy fluctuation that did it. Just bad luck.
Bad luck? You're saying it was pure chance that the platform stopped at that exact moment? Then what about Quickthinks?
There's no way he could have predicted something like that. The odds would be infinitesimal. Well, however he did it, the fact remains that he did. But that doesn't mean we have to stand for it. When someone takes something from you, you just have to take it back. Bummer. Well, forgive me. Through my incompetence, the Illuminati have all they need to control Alexander. And though the beast is now immobile, I cannot help but feel that matters are worse. Nor do our troubles end there. In our absence, Bakrick seems to have taken leave of his senses. Uh-oh, what happened? What a bunch of bleeding dolts. Why didn't we just leave the fragment here with Bakrick's? Still, we did do one thing right, I suppose. The second core is out of action and that primal's going nowhere. Yeah, I guess we should celebrate the small victories. Bakrick's, what are you doing?
Do Uplanders forget something? Matters are too urgent for such foolish doings. What? Tongue flaps of Uplander make Bakrick's almost to laugh. Uplander claims already to have stopped core and lost fragment to quick thinks? Look here, Uplander. Bakrick's has brain case like steel trap, catching all heard things, all seen things, and he saw Uplanders leave but few moments ago. Bakrick's senses something is amiss.
Huh. Go on. Behind his impassive mask, you sense that Bakrick is eyeing you and your comrades with no small amount of suspicion.
Bakrick is certain that Uplanders left for Metal Giant only moments before returning. He watches Uplanders disappear over horizon with Ode 2 eyes. But it is impossible to return so soon if Uplander's tale's true. Why Treasure Hunter also makes such claims, Bakrick does not know. Go, Uplander, trade tongue flaps with Mide and together think of explanation.
Huh. Okay. Have you been able to make any sense of Bakrick's account? According to his version of events, we would scarcely have had time to reach the core, much less shut it down. But we were all there, and we all know what happened. Are you sure he's not just confused? Maybe he's got lost in all that data of his and forgot the time. I'm afraid not. That is, unless the goblin standing watch near Alexander was also confused. His reports corroborate Bakrick's. No, something else is going on here. I'm certain of it. The question is what? If we assume for a moment that the goblin's accounts are true, then hardly any time has passed since we entered the barrier around Alexander. Time stopped. Impossible. Impossible? You mean like Quick Think's predicting exactly what was going to happen in the core room? I hate to say it, but maybe he wasn't talking out of his arse. If time doesn't work the same in there, maybe he saw the future. There may be another explanation for that. There's a device deep within Alexander capable of performing complex mathematical calculations. It's not outside the realm of possibility that it could be used to predict the outcome of simple events. Using mathematics to predict the future? Now, even if I could believe that, it wouldn't explain this business with Bakrick's. Biggs is right. Perhaps the presence of the primal somehow disrupted the flow of time within the barrier. It's only a theory, of course, and a far-fetched one at that, but it might go some way toward explaining recent events. To be clear, you're implying that the Illuminati are aware of this temporal disruption and have been using it to somehow gaze into the future? Very well. If you are willing to accept that, why not go further? Might it not be the case that they have found a way to bend time to their will? By moving back and forth in time, the Illuminati could effectively manipulate the present however they saw fit. They would ever remain one step ahead of us, our every effort doomed to fail from the first. Now that's a sobering theory. But it's still only a theory, right? There's no point panicking just yet. Wedge, give the Chief a call on your link, Pearl, why don't you? If anyone knows how to untangle this knot, it's him. Chief, it's me. It's about Alexander. We've noticed something strange about time inside the primal. What? No, not our time inside the primal. The time. I mean time itself. Chief, it'd be best if you just came here. Aye. We'll await for your arrival. The plot thickens. Doing all these in one episode might be a bit of a stretch, but whatever. Special occasion. Is that a heated debate I hear? Boys, you started without me. Now, what was that you were saying over the link, Pearl? Something about running out of time? Sid insisted that I accompany him, though I would have come even had he not. Matters have taken a turn for the worse, I gather. You can say that again. The etheric fluctuations are akin to those I observed shortly before the Primal's awakening. In the absence of a functioning core, its form is dissipating, albeit slowly. Y'shtola, would you mind lending me your goggles for a moment? It can't hurt to have a second opinion. What in the seven hells? The ether pouring from the Primal's flowing backwards, as if time were passing in reverse. That cannot be. Such a phenomenon's wholly without precedent. Knowing so little of this Primal's capabilities, however, it would be remiss to goodness, I read all that so bad. That cannot be. Such a phenomenon's wholly without precedent. Knowing so little of this Primal's capabilities, however, it would be remiss to discount the possibility outright. If it is as we fear, then at this very moment, Alexander could be undoing our efforts to shut down its cores. All of our labors will have been for naught. Ah, the treasure hunter of whom we've heard so much. You seem unperturbed by our outlandish speculations. Was this perchance the subject of Wedge's communication? Gods help us. If there's any truth to this, it won't matter how many cores we disable. The Illuminati will simply undo any damage we cause.
Then what do we do, Chief? How do we even begin to fight something like that?
I am stumped. To erase the past. To return to a clean slate. Could Diane have known?
Preparations for restoration of Enigma Codex are complete. Calculations show a margin of error for future readings is 0.03%. Foolish Gobby. When future is decided, there is no error. There is no failure. Listen well, chosen of Illuminati. At last, all pieces are in place. No longer must wise suffer foolishness of unwise. Time has come to backstrike. Inferiors will make way for perfect world or die. Now, restore Enigma Codex.
I do enjoy that Final Fantasy X looking glyph thing.
Now is Alexander Illuminati's to control. Soon will cores disabled by Uplanders be disabled no longer. Reverse time! Once power flows to third core, Alexander will be fully operational. And with third core will its true potential awaken. Wings of time will unfurl, and all of history will be at mercy of Illuminati. Chosen ones will amend mistakes of past and reshape world into perfection. At last, prophecies of Enigma Codex will be fulfilled. And Quick thinks all thoughts will rule as king of new world, of correct world. Chosen ones, menders of history, be proud to serve as builders of this paradise.
As ever, things not going super well. But it's okay, we're not out yet. We don't have the luxury of time to plan our next step. We must rescue Roundrocks without delay, for her sake and ours.
Y'shtola and the Chief have returned to Matoya's cave. Don't worry, between them, they're sure to find the answers to our problems.
If it isn't waiting on a chief if it isn't waiting on a shelf in the Charlian Annals, it'll be in some forgotten corner of the Chief's brain. You mark my words. And the next time we meet Quick Thinks, we'll be ready for him. Adventurer, there's something I'd like to discuss with you, but mayhap it would be best to wait until we're safely back at the shortstop. I'll see you there. Okay. Make it quick though, for real, this episode's getting long. I suppose I should start by apologizing for everything. Were it not for me, the Illuminati would never have summoned that infernal machine, or gained the means to control it. And now Quick Thinks possesses the power to manipulate time, to foresee the future and erase the past. I dare not think how he will use it. Returning the cores to their former state was but a foretaste. When all three are active and Alexander can traverse both time and space, nothing will stand between the Illuminati and their twisted utopia. We cannot let that come to pass, German. Not what she said, but close enough. Somehow we must find a way to stop them. But first, we must rescue Roundrocks. Of all the innocent victims of this sorry tale, her plight pains me the most. I agree. The shortstop just isn't the same without her. I hope someone will keep her treasures safe until she returns. We'll keep an eye on things, don't worry. And it's not going to take long. Why? We'll be back here next episode to wrap up the Alexander raid, which will also probably be a long one, but let's just kind of burn through it, you know? Whatever. Take care, everyone. I will see you next time for the conclusion of the Alexander raid. Do take care until then, and goodbye.